Hello students. Today I will talk about a scientific way to get 6 or more bands in IELTS academic reading. Along with that, I'll also share a couple of my strategies of what you can do to optimize your reading score. But before we begin, let's have this note that this tutorial is for students who need 6 bands in IELTS reading to qualify for higher studies and visa. This is not a general advice for every student. The techniques shown here may help you and they will help you, but will mostly benefit students who are stuck at 5.5 bands in academic reading module. So let's look at the current scenario. In IELTS reading, you need to solve 3 passages. They have 40 questions and you get 1 hour to solve that. So if you get 5.5 band, that means you are answering somewhere between 19 and 22 questions correctly out of 40. Correct? What are the reasons that we get stuck at the borderline score? There are a couple of reasons. The first, obviously, the time is not sufficient for someone who left reading in school. That was the last time you did your reading, or probably do not enjoy reading that much. And secondly, there is a lot of stress on your shoulders, and that the less time, it just adds to the stress, which is really bad for concentration. Now, this talk is not about how to tackle stress, though I can help you with that, but I'm going to give you some practical solutions for the first issue. That is, utilizing the time to get a desired score. I mentioned that there is a scientific way. Now, what is the science behind this? There is a concept known as speed accuracy trade-off. There have been numerous researches which suggest that humans struggle when it is about a trade-off between speed and accuracy. What does it mean? Well, when a person performs a task, they will sacrifice either accuracy if they want the speed, or they will sacrifice the speed if they want the accuracy. This chart should explain the situation in a better way, right? So let's look at from the IELTS perspective. If you aim to get 90 or 100% accuracy, then you have to read extremely slowly, which means you will not be able to complete even 50% of the questions. So if you see over here, at 90% accuracy, the speed is slow, and the speed for us means number of questions answered in 60 minutes. So if you're answering 10 questions in the given time, in 1 hour, if you solve 10 questions, I'm sure you will get all of them correct. That is 100% accuracy. Correct? But if you want to solve 40 questions in the 60 minutes, then you have to be fast. And that at that speed, because you were reading fast, the accuracy is really low. And hence the incorrect answers, and so the low scores. So what is my first strategy to tackle that? We need to find an optimal solution. Obviously, yes. What is this optimal solution? To get 6 band score, I recommend solving only 27 to 29 questions. Take up 55 minutes of your entire reading time and solve 27 to 29 questions only. A lot of people suggest dividing the time 60 minutes for 3 passages, so that means 20 minutes per passage, but that is not what I would suggest. If you do it this way, you get more time to solve fewer questions, right? So 27, 28 questions, solve them in 55 minutes. So that is more time per question. Basically, you need 23 correct for a 6-band score. The questions in the first passage are generally easier than the other two passages. So my recommendation is just solve this passage to the best of your ability, get a high accuracy here, right? Again, a lot of people suggest spend 15 to 17 minutes in first passage because it is easy. I say spend 20 to 25 minutes and get all of them correct. If not all 14 correct, at least try and get 11 or 12 correct out of 14 in the first passage. Then the remaining two passages. So depending upon the question types in passage 2 or in passage 3, take that passage. Also look at the heading. What is the passage talking about? If it is somewhere related to a topic that you like, for example, I like anything to do with astronomy. So if a passage has got to do something with the space and astronomy, I'll take that first. I will solve that passage first. Right? So similarly, see what your choice is and then solve passage 2 or maybe 3 first, right? And take as much as 30 minutes for the entire passage. When you're taking that much time, out of 13 or 14, again, you should be able to get 11 or 12 marks here as well. This should automatically improve the number of correct answers because you are dedicating more time per question. Remember, less speed, greater accuracy. So that brings us to my next strategy. That is number 2. What do we do in the remaining time? We used up 50, 55 minutes for the first two passages, 27, 28 questions. Then what do we do in the last maybe 5 to 8 minutes? Right? We have to do the best we can, correct? And then solve the remaining 10 to 12 questions in the remaining minutes. Never leave any question unanswered. I'm sure all of you know this because there are no negative markings. We want to answer every single question here. But that is not my strategy, right? Before I tell you my next strategy, let's do a test. So assume that you only have 2 or maybe 3 minutes at the end and you have to answer all the 6 multiple choice questions. What would you do? I have given answers in the next slide, so I want you to take a pencil and a paper and write down your answers and see how we go. So we're trying to simulate exam situation. You won't have time to read the passage. You just have to write answers because there are no negative marks. It will take maybe 30 or 40 seconds to just write an alphabet against every question. I'll show you the answers in the next 10 seconds. So here are the answers. 31. The answer is B. 32. The answer is A. 33. The answer is D. 34. The answer is D again. 35. It is C. The last one, it's B. Right. So how did you do it? What's your score? Did you pick random answers? If yes, then you may have got all of them wrong. So here is the strategy 2 part A. Just pick one option and stick with it for all the questions. Right? So in MCQs, pick only one option, example option B, and write that for every single MCQ in that passage. At least one of the answers will be correct. Do not, and I repeat, do not select random answers or you may get all of them incorrect. Let's continue. We may have a similar question type which are yes, no, not given, or true, false, not given. In these questions, again, just select one answer. For example, write no in all the answers. At least one answer will be no. If it's true, false, just write false in every single answer. So you will get at least one correct. Right? So let's do one more test and see how you go this time. Now, strategy 2, part B. If you can make an educated guess, then do that. Otherwise, just stick to the one option. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll make it clear in the next part. So the question number 30 and 31 on the next page are easy. You should be able to guess the answer if you had paid attention in your science class in grade 6. Make a guess for them and remaining answers should be just one option. So again, without reading the passage, spend some time, maybe 2 minutes, and write the answers for all these 6 or 7 questions. Maybe there are 8 questions. Like I said, question number 30, the universe is expanding. Question number 31, light is the same as radiation. A lot of you would already know this answer. So guess that, and the remaining will be the same. I'll show you the answers in the next 5 seconds. So the answers, 27, yes. 28, no. 29, not given. 30th, yes. 31, yes. 32, no. And 33, yes. Oh, we have one more. 34 is no. So how did you do it this time? I'm sure you would have done much better than the MCQ type of questions since you already know the strategy, right? If you had guessed different answers, then you may have got all incorrect. But if you had selected yes in all the answers, then you would have got 4 correct. If you had selected no, then you would have got 3. And even by selecting not given, could have got at least 1 more mark. Okay, so let's revise what we have done so far. You will take 52, maybe 55 minutes maximum to answer 27 to 29 questions, hoping that with greater accuracy, you will get between 22 and 23 marks. Considering you're already at 5.5 previously, your scores are there. So with more time per question, you will reach 22 to 23 minutes mark, 22 to 23 minutes score marks, yes. And in the last remaining minutes, you will attempt and guess the remaining answers and ensure nothing is left out. If it is MCQ, yes, no, or true, false, you will stick with only one option. And this way you will get extra 1 or 2 marks, maybe 3 or 4 marks if you're lucky to get more multiple choice or yes, no. But if you get less, you'll get at least 1 or 2 extra marks. If you follow these steps, it will be extremely difficult to get less than a 6 band score. But once again, please remember, this is not general advice for every student. It pertains to only and only those students who end up getting 5.5 bands in academic reading module. Saying that, you can try this strategy in some of your practice reading tests, and then let me know what happens in the comments section. I would like to reiterate that the best way to improve reading is by reading as much as possible and practice more multiple reading tests, more tests. Yeah. This solution that is provided in this video should be used as the last resort when nothing else seems to be working for you. All the best. And thank you for watching this video. For more IELTS related videos, please subscribe to the Revise Academy YouTube channel. Thank you once again and wish you all the best.